Hi everyone, it's Galen, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. Today I have two thank you cards. They're nautical theme and they are in navy and gold. And I'm using some repeat stamping and also heat embossing for these cards. I'm using Unity Stamp Company kits. One is called Anchored, the other is Heart of Autumn, and one is Big Huge Thanks. And so I decided to go ahead and make two different cards coordinating. These can be made in multiples easily. So for the panels, I just die cut. I used my favorite things cardstock. It holds up to heat embossing really well. It doesn't change the color of the paper, so I'm using that. And I also use some extra leftover pieces of cardstock for the other card. And so I place the stamping and the cardstock into an original Misty, and I stamp the anchor and the thanks for this first card all at the same time using Versamark ink. And that is a watermark ink. I use 2 passes with the watermark ink. And then before that, I added a powder tool. It's an anti-static powder tool to help with stray embossing powder. And if you have any leftover embossing powder on that cardstock, you can use a paintbrush or a small brush to remove any excess embossing powder. And then you heat set it with a heat tool, and you can see how shiny and bright it looks, like a foiling effect with that heat embossing on navy. And so here's the extra one I did before on a different piece of cardstock, and they both look fine. I love it how it turned out. It's going to be a bottom strip there onto a side fold horizontal card. Now I'm going to add some extra anchors stamping at the top of each of the cards. And so I just did 3 passes of a lighter shade of a natural ink. This is by My Favorite Things, but any craft ink or a natural ink will do. And I'm just using the outline stamping without any extra color. So this card is a no color card. And so I just placed that center one upside down just to see the top part of the anchor. And there you go. That's just a tiny sort of a light anchor accent. Now with the powder, some of it stays on that cardstock. So once everything is dry and the heat embossing is all set, you can use a regular paper towel to wipe off any of that excess powder. And there you go. You have a beautiful navy blue on with the gold embossing powder. And we're going to put that on white card base, right onto the card base itself. That extra anchor stamping you see is directly onto the card base. It's light enough that it didn't need an extra layer of cardstock for that. And so with foam tape, the only extra thing I do is adhere that thank you panel onto the card base, and then I add an extra strip. On this particular card, I added an extra strip of gold foil paper. This particular paper is from Silhouette, or glitter paper, or just regular cardstock in another shape, another color. So this is just for this card. I added that gold. On the other card that I did, I just stamped that background onto a small piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to adhere that background with the anchors to the card base, and I'm going to add foam tape just like I did before onto the navy panel, and just adhere all of that to the card base, and layer that foam panel right over the anchors to finish that card. I mean, it could be done easily and quickly and in multiples. Very simple. 2 examples of some nautical thank you cards with stamping. I hope you like this. Thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and have a great day.